I'm going to do an insight video today. What I really want to talk about is I've had a lot of a lot of people are talking about 5D reality and looking at like 5D reality and how we co-create this, how we sort of like link into this, and how we do that as like spiritual beings and how we start to express ourselves in a more 5D reality in a 5D way. So 5D reality is like heaven on earth. So that's like opening up the sort of like the veil, like dissolving the veil, where we become like more connected into our spiritual being and less in our like physical being. So it's all again to do with consciousness. It's to do with sort of like 3D reality, which is very physical. It's very physical object reality, and then you've got like 5D reality, where it's very much around sort of like energy, light, spirit. So it's more about like essence and light and energy. But that's not just connected to sort of like 5D reality, because I really feel like when you start looking at like spirit and energies in light and energy, and seeing it as like vibrations and frequency, I feel in some ways you're even expanding higher than the 5D reality, because the 5D reality, especially with things like telos and when they start talking about realities related to that, like Shambhala, which is a seven dimension reality, and they start talking about sort of like Atlantis and all these kind of different sort of civilizations that have occurred before us. They're very much still like a physical sort of like element to it. And I feel sort of like when you start going into essence and source energy, it goes very much beyond that. There's no physicality to it. It's more like light energy, like consciousness, like higher consciousness and awareness. But it doesn't have any density of like physical form. So there's very much sort of like, it's like a balance again. It's sort of like relating to that. So what I want to talk about today is like people have talked about this concept of like the I am presence, which is like this creative, instant sort of creative sort of energy or frequency that you can use. And it's like even like when you listen to a lot of people when they're talking about 5D reality, they're talking about I want to connect to heaven on earth. I want to experience heaven on earth today, and I want to experience heaven and earth like with all persons that I contact or I come in contact with today. But in a sense, again, I feel and I sense this sort of like as a being, as these energy frequencies are sort of like activating and heightening. It goes even beyond that. When you start saying like I want to experience like heaven on earth, I think it goes even further, and this is where the I am presence comes in, because I feel like it's a key, like it's like a universal key to access instant creation. And what I mean by that is it has this powerful like vibration and frequency, and like to me it's like it's not like I am I want to experience sort of heaven on earth in my daily sort of experience, and I want to experience heaven on earth with everybody I come in contact with, because that's like a 5D reality. But I feel it even goes even further, where actually I am heaven on earth, and it's got a different feel to it, it's got a different vibration to it. And this is where this I am presence comes in, because the I am presence it connects to the source, it connects to your higher self, it connects to your essence. It's a very different kind of vibration and frequency, and this is what's coming on the earth now. And I feel this more and more as I start to connect into these higher sort of realities and higher awareness. It's not even saying I want to experience this, you are it. It's completely different. It's completely different vibration. It's completely different sort of resonance and frequency when you feel it within yourself. Like I am a light being. I am a being of truth. There's loads of there's loads of things. I am one. And again, it's the frequency to it. It's like you instantly open yourself up, and you instantly open yourself up to a higher consciousness. And this is what this I am frequency does. This is what this I am mantra, or I am sort of like co-creative sort of vibration does instantly. It opens you up to this higher consciousness, which is where you're connecting to the essence, you're connecting to your higher self, and you're connected into this source energy. And it's different. It's a different kind of vibration. Now, the thing is about with all things when in relation to ascended masters, spiritual colours, spiritual sort of like they've got like the different ascended master rays where they talk about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and all these rays, they're all part of the same. This is what we have to get into. I think we have to sort of start to look. It's not about one's greater than the next or one's higher than the next. They're all part of a whole. So nothing is separate, and this is what the universal law of oneness brings. And this is what I feel. I really feel quite strongly as I sit there and now connect into this. I feel like Al Moira, who is like this is like the ascended master of the blue ray, that brings this kind of divine will and divine intelligence and divine connection to this source energy, and this divine intelligence. And I feel this is like very much connects into this, and this is like part of what the frequency of that being brings, that teaching. Again, I want to say being because you talk to a lot of people, and for me they're a color, they're a light, they're a frequency, they're an energy vibration. They're a being, they're a reflection of that source energy. Like, we're all a reflection of that source energy. None of us are separate from it, but we're not physical. We're energetic beings of light and energy. So I mean, we don't have physical forms. We only have that in this when we're on this lower density. We've got a soul, and the soul comes down, and then it incorporates, and we have like a physical body here. But really, at our essence, we're not. We're energy and light. We're not even anything physical. So this is where I struggle sometimes a little bit when we start looking at ascended masters, and they do appear like with, as a man, and with a like a turban on, and like a beard, but that's all symbolic again. To me, it's like when I see beings with long beards and long hair. Long hair is like strength and energy, and long beard is wisdom. Like energy and power comes with the long hair, and light white is like a higher vibration, higher frequency, but it's symbolic. It's not actually meant to be seen as physical. It's a very symbolic thing. And I think when you start to work with spirit and you start to work on those higher dimensions, nothing is, it's all symbolic, and it's all communication, it's all flow, and this is another thing about this I am presence. When you connect into it, you connect into the source, you connect into the flow of the universe, because the I am presence opens you up to these infinite possibilities. And this is what I've had the last couple of days about opening. I had a conversation with a good friend yesterday that I always enjoy talking to, and we had a conversation about this yesterday. And when I was talking to her, I felt like my heart opened up, and there's these rainbow colours flowing out of it yesterday as I was talking to her about her journey and about what was going on with her. But that's another thing, is like when we're sort of like the I am presence, when you're using it as a tool, is to sit it in your heart. And then what it will do is it sit in your heart, feel the vibration of that I am presence. So that will awaken your spirit, it will awaken your vibration to like the light body and the light essences, and then it will open up your universal mind. But you need to hold it in your heart. It doesn't come from an intellectual place. It doesn't come from that place. It comes from your essence. So you have to really take it, stick it, sit it in your heart center, and really breathe in, and just feel that vibrance, that resonance of that I am presence, which is your essence. It's your link to your higher self, and your link to the source energy, the co-creation. So it's about really trying to do, and it connects again with these universal laws connecting always. They're a complete sort of reflection of perfect harmony and unity that can be used and linked into many different things. So the universal law of correspondence talks about the inner world. So like this is where you sit and connect into your essence. So when you sit in there, you connect into there. You connect into that inner, that sacred space in you. It's like you're listening to a lot of these readings, and a lot of these activation codes, and people are talking about telos and these fifth dimensional realities, and they're saying travel to this this temple of blue light or blue energy. That temple's in you. You're that light energy. You are that temple. It's within you. That's your essence. That's your I am presence. That's you. And once you connect into that, then the infinite becomes possible. And then also, actually, that's where the opening happens. And it's very much around that. And I feel like this is what the Ascended Masters are trying to bring, that infinite sort of spirit, that infinite possibilities, that opening. And I feel this very strongly at the moment, and my vibration is shifting and changing as I talk about this. And I feel it's really important. This is where this I am presence comes in. It's not I mean, I'm walking around. I feel like I'm walking around as a light body, as a light being. And when I feel like I'm walking around like that, then I feel heaven on earth is here now, but I'm in it. I'm vibrating with it. So it's not something I'm going to find, or I'm trying to achieve. It's something I am. It's completely different. And this is where this I am presence comes in. And this is what makes it so powerful, because it's a different sense of knowing. It's I am it. I'm not searching for it. I don't need to go anywhere for it. I am it. And this is where this inner light, this inner sort of temple comes in. And as I feel this, the infinite power from it, as I sit there and feel this I am presence now, and I breathe into it, it's completely different. It's very light, it's very vibrant, it's very alive. It's connected, there's no fear. It's like I feel like I walk around and there's a light shining through my eyes. My physical body, my physical being is completely a light being. As I walk around, that's how I feel at the moment. So it's a lighter vibration, and again, this is to do with vibration and frequency, the universal law of vibration frequency, but the universal law of oneness again. But again, this connects to like the ascended master of the second ray, which is yellow, which is illumination. You become illumined, like the masters were. They were the illumined ones, and this is what this process is about. So it's about really letting that sort of stuff go and just being really open. Just remain open. And to the infinite possibilities. And you don't need to travel, you don't need to go anywhere, you don't need to necessarily meditate, you just need to be in your essence, in your source energy. And this is what this time's about. And this is what's so beautiful about these frequencies. Like, heaven isn't anywhere else, it's here, it's within you, because you are it. This is why I said I am heaven. I am heaven on earth. You are heaven on earth, because you are a light expression of that. You don't travel anywhere. You don't need to go to the fifth dimension. You're already it. But it's awakening to it. And that's the difference. And this is where these sacred flames and these ascended master rays, this is what they're all part of. They're all trying to get you to awaken to that source energy, that essence within yourself, that you know that you are heaven on earth. And all you have to do is express it and be it and live it and embody it. And then all of the universal sort of abundance comes to you. Because you don't need to do anything else, you just need to be it. Express it, be like a lighthouse, be like a beacon, walking around and just express it. And when you do it, it's like again, I am love. If you say that, you feel different. Like things open up, the I am presence opens you up, and it opens up your level of consciousness. And this is what it is about to me. This is what I feel the lesson is. The I am is a doorway, a key to consciousness. And using the I am mantra, or the I am sort of creative, it's not even a mantra, it's a frequency that connects you to your essence, that connects you to your source. And when you use it, like I am love, it opens up your consciousness to be and express that being on the highest outcome, the higher awareness, and connects you to the higher self. So this is why it's been talked about. I feel for so long, but it is so powerful, and it's just like learning. You know, it's like Christ would say, I am the light, I am the way. I am the light, so it knows you're a light being, and then it comes in your consciousness, and then your consciousness integrates in your consciousness, then you start feeling like a light being, and your light bodies are activated, your energy's lighter, your frequencies are lighter, the colours are coming in. You know, I am in flow with the universe. I am one with the universe. I am one with all beings. It has such a beautiful vibration and resonance and frequency to it, but it's so powerful, but it's so simple. And that's what makes it so beautiful. And that's what makes it so perfect as well. And this is sort of like when we start to realise this is where we open up our hearts, we start to flow. Because when you start to say every day, I am light, I am love, I am one. If you tell yourself that every day, it starts integrating your consciousness, because the I am frequency is what that does. It raises your consciousness, and it opens you up, and then you become open to the universe, but you would be open into the infinite. You're open to your own source, you're open to your own higher self. And this is why it's such a great tool, and this is why the universal laws are so great. Because also, when you're saying I am, you're open up to a higher frequency, right? And a higher vibration, right, which is the universal law of vibration. But you also open up to the essence in yourself, so you're already connected into vibration, correspondence within yourself. But perpetual transmutation because you're opening up to higher energies. So you're transforming, dissolving things that are lower that don't serve you anymore. You're opening up to like compensation because you're giving in a way which is freely and giving openly for the highest contact with the highest outcome without looking to receive, because you're just being your essence, which is, knows that it is here to open up and to help and to love, and is part of an infinite family of light and brotherhood of light, which we all are here. And it knows that it does because it's part of a whole. It's not looking for any kind of recognition. So the universe starts to, you know, come back and sort of like you attract things tenfold in your life, and then the abundance, you start to flow. You don't need anything because you're secure in it. So all these things are starting to happen and starting to manifest, and we're starting to really open up. And as I sit there and connect, I can feel some beautiful golden angel wings behind me. So I know the angelics are very much in this kind of conversation as well, and this kind of frequency, because it's all about sort of vibration, harmony, being in union, which is what it's all about. You know, we're awakening, being in unity, being connected again, and being connected in that source, and expressing ourselves in a spiritual way. And that's, you know, they say that's the fifth dimension, which it is where you live in a more spiritual way. But what I'm talking about, this I am presence, it doesn't just remain at the fifth, it goes into these higher dimensions as well, dimensions of light, energy and frequency. And these dimensions have no form, they have no form up there. But within like the fifth dimension, there's still, you know, you speak to people that have had talked about Atlantis, Lemuria, they talk about technology, they talk about physical bodies, they're living for thousands and thousands of years. So they are in frequency and vibration, but they've still got like a kind of density to their body. As what I'm talking about is like your energy and light, you're a consciousness, and you don't really have a form, you're just part of a whole. And this is where we start to come, and this is where this sort of like I am presence is born from, because it's born from the source. It goes directly back to the source, which is your higher self, your higher energy. Your higher energy, your higher self is this pure light being that is born of the source. It doesn't have a physical body, it's just spirit. It's just part of the infinite spirit. So there's lots to go through, and there's lots to process at the moment, but try using that I am presence and just feel how it resonates. But just remember to hold it in your heart first. Hold it in your heart chakra, your heart center, and then allow it to flow into your universal mind. But don't try and come from a place of intellect, because it won't work. It doesn't work like that. It's not from a place of intellect. It's not from a place of mental sort of. It's from heart energy, which is your essence. You have to go to your essence to connect your higher self, and to connect to your I am presence. That can only be done through source, through your essence. So that's the practice, and just try that, and think about the universal laws, think about the divine presence, or like the divine will with like Amora, like Lord Lanto, that illuminates your heart, so you become illumined, which is like where you start to connect into your spirit, your light energy, and then you start to like vibrate and express that light in everything you do, which is higher outcomes and higher experience, and higher frequencies for the planet. You help heal the planet, you help heal your own life and dissolve things in your own life, but you also start to vibrate in a way that you attract others. The law of attraction will come in, because people will start to become attracted to you, because you're on that kind of vibration, that frequency, and people will sort of connect you on that essence level, and you start to see on an essence level as well. So these things are really important, because this is what we're trying to do, is remain high, because we're trying to shift the planet and bring it back into this universal community, where the ascended masters and all these celestial beings and these other beings live and breathe and express themselves. And this is what we should be doing on this planet, expressing ourselves in that way. We are not a physical body, we're much more than that, and this is what this level of consciousness is coming in, this collective consciousness we need to shift. That is the insight for today.